Hey everybody, Raylazor here after a super duper long time. I was thinking about recording something, I tried to record something, it ended up failing terribly. So instead we're just gonna play Gunjan, which is something that I've played a bit of. It's more of a hard mode game kind of thing, so I'm just gonna pick like one of the tankier characters since I imagine me talking is just gonna cause mayhem on the screen because I'm gonna just get everything destroyed. And we're just gonna have a good old channel talk about what's been going on and if I'm back. Whatever the case may be, if there are still people here, I'm not sure. I imagine that every time I do a big old leave like this, that my channel kind of just falls flat and dies. Which is something that I never really worried too much about, because a lot of my Let's Plays are designed around trying to pass information on to a viewer who is doing their own little adventure. I've never been very good at the personality-driven stuff. But if that's what you're here for, then congrats! You're at the right place where you will hear me ramble on about my own personal life. Something you don't need a walkthrough for. And yeah, we'll just see where this channel heads. And if it doesn't head anywhere, well that's just fine. Well, let's start off with the stuff that I've just been doing as of late. Being a university student is pretty hard. You just get... Oh, and I guess I should mention something as well, is that this gameplay is live, like I'm here right now. So that's the reason why I imagine it might end up being a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of university stuff, going to school for computer science, something that was a bit of a dream for me as a kid. I think the moment I saw a TV and I saw the idea of like movies and stuff, I always had this curious idea of what if you could play the stuff on your screen. And what my mom showed me was the original Nintendo Entertainment System, which basically answered that kind of questions. I never knew about like the weird things that you could play video games, I guess, or like trivia games on your television using your remote. I never knew too much about those things. We didn't really watch movies per se, so yeah, the NES kind of revolutionized that whole thought process for me. Oh my god, it's a beautiful gold chest. Gotta go for that later. I guess a red chest. But yeah, I got so curious about like specific things, like how does pressing these buttons make it so that things change on the screen? How do you write it so that like when you do a jump, Mario knows how to do a jump? And how does electricity just power all of this stuff? And I got my answer for something like this, I guess. Ooh, some extra insurance. Nice. I got my answer this summer by taking something called Computer Machinery 2, which is a, I believe, second year course where it just explains stuff like circuitry and switches and all this other jabble, and I used stuff like ARM assembly, and I wrote my own Arkanoid game with the help of a good friend named Ace as well. And I had all of those questions answered for me as a kid, and it's pretty damn freeing to see something that, you know, you at the age of 3 or 4 just was curious about. I remember playing games before I even went to kindergarten and how heartbreaking it was when my parents said, "Alright son, you just gotta start going to school from now on because that's just a thing in your life now." Ooh, the alien engine. I love getting myself killed using this thing because it blasts you away. I love just screwing myself over with that thing. We'll save that for later. So after doing all that ARM assembly stuff, and mind you, I'm not done with university, not by a long shot. I guess it's now free for me to pursue a lot of other things, like the more creative side. And I'm not saying this in the sense that I can now finally go back to doing Let's Plays or anything. No, nothing like that at all. This channel has always been a bit of a hobby kind of thing, but it does mean that everything else I learned from here on isn't there to answer questions, but to create some. And I think something like this is actually just really fantastic for me. A lot of things came from I want something answered, and so I learned a skill. I learned how to set OBS up, I learned how to do recording software and editing videos on a very rudimentary level, of course. I can't compete against big budget filmmakers or anything like that. But these skills just came because there was necessity for it. And while these skills are great and I think I can put pretty good use to them, you can hear me just straining myself from dodging bullets and stuff, but now what I learn is something that I can use to make something one day. It's just exciting to see something like that happen. And part of this whole creation process as well is that I became, oh well, there goes that. I became one of the big league members, if I can call myself that, at the computer science club at my university. So now it's my turn to pass information to a younger generation. Even though I am horribly unqualified to do something like that, it's still pretty exciting because it means I do get, in some sense, a freedom to share what I've learned. And I know this stuff sounds really optimistic and you're like, alright, yeah, get to the point. Why the fuck do I want to listen to your life story? Let me tell you, I understand. It's definitely an awkward thing talking about yourself to potentially absolutely no one, which is what I find comfortable with doing a Let's Play, actually. But yeah, that's more on my side of things in life right now. University, club work, and my god, does that university stuff start getting hard. So it might be the case that I'm gonna upload this and then just absolutely nothing will appear for another 20 million months. I might even just end up abandoning the channel. I know that's some doomsaying stuff. The good news is that the videos that I have left up, well, they'll stay up. They're videos that I'm proud of, and maybe they look pretty crummy nowadays, and I agree that almost every single one of them does. Probably even this one, honestly. I'm never happy with how I produce my thingies, but they'll be left up because not only are they videos that I'm proud of, but there is results from them. There's something like all of the stuff that I was worried about, like Final Fantasy. Everyone told me that would not be a success because no one knew that game, and it was something that kind of came out of the blue. I said to myself, I like this game. I'm gonna really push for making a good Let's Play for it. And everyone just told me, stop, don't do it, dude. What's the point? You're not going to succeed. They even took bets on me. Like $5 he won't get this uploaded. I didn't participate in the betting because I was too busy trying to make a thing. And rodeo! Even to this day, years after the creation of that video, that series, that's honestly not even completed in a sense, which is rather embarrassing. And something that I may not ever complete due to my save files just being lost to the sands of time. There's something really proud of seeing you put effort and believing in something and believing that it can succeed, and then it succeeding. I think it's the kind of feeling that someone like Henry Ford got when he was creating the first automobile. And while I didn't have anything as life impacting or changing like that, it certainly was something fantastic in being able to see a community, a very short-lived community, grow around the same recognition, around the same little video game that everyone else has played but felt it was too obscure to ever be seen. But yeah, those things will always stay up. A monumental achievement in my own personal life, and something I find that gave me a lot of self-confidence in public speaking and just being able to, at the very least, fake charisma in order to try to move forward in life with these things. So the past is secured. I feel like I'm in a good state to leave that past behind in terms of personal achievements and say, I succeeded in the goals that I wanted, and now it's time to make new goals for myself. In this case, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's not dead yet. Well, maybe it'll be momentarily alive, like someone used a defibrillator on this channel just to get that last glimpse, I love you, before it dies. Some new things that you may have seen around if you're still a long-term viewer, and in which case, how the fuck did you manage to stay here so long? That's incredible. But I'm gonna save this MAC-10. I need some extra ammo. I have a feeling I'm gonna be bringing that to the next boss fight. You've noticed that the graphics have all changed up. If you look at the channel banner, it's been slightly improved to be a little bit more visible. The profile pictures and stuff have a much more vibrant slimy color to just bring out that beautiful blue in my slimy skin, which is actually a very disturbing thing to say out loud now, realizing that I am human and not a slime. Some other things, oh my god, we had the channel trailer, yes. That's one of the also one of the things that feels like a monumental success for me. That channel trailer was created in a single day of hard work. And while it is very simple by anyone's standards, I have no doubt an animator could create something leagues beyond better. But you know, I am in a sense a jack of trades when it comes to this visual media form. I know how to string together a few notes in order to try to create a little Raylazor jingle. I know some basic animation skills, but not really on Sony Vegas to move things around to make it seem like it's simulating motion. And the editing skills to try to put things together, and a little bit of Photoshop just to dabble in to actually have graphics that aren't MS Paint. It's incredible because this intro that I've made is based off a much older intro, and that's something that I'm certain some folks have seen in the past. Ooh, spiked armor. And the thing that is so jarring to me, I guess, such a big difference for me, is because that old intro took weeks to make, just laboring against it and being like, okay, what does this do? How do I make it so that when the slime falls down from the screen it looks like it jiggles a little bit? How do I get the text to pop up? And even then, the text didn't even have animation. It kind of just showed up. Weeks. And now, even though it seems so simple, I can pump something like that out in a day just to show the progress I've made from the very bare levels of editing that I've put into my videos. But it all matters. It all builds into something. It's probably the reason why people love going into graphic design and music, because you can see yourself improve in a way that not every other skill will show you. Sure, manual labor is something that is grueling and tiring, and it's something where you can see gains like strength, muscles pop up, but it's not something that you necessarily feel like you're being rewarded for. Creating art and graphic design and visual projects and audio media, that stuff is rewarding. So that's the stuff that has been made on my channel thus far. And from here on, I hope we keep moving forward and we keep making things. I have a whole big list of video games that I want to show off and let's play. My god, what's down here? No, that's the smash tent for health. Okay. This whole area is like disconnected. What in the world? Okay. I'm going to the chest rooms to clear for treasure, because I love me some treasure. Yeah, this chest room is... No, it's neither of these chest rooms. It's either the secret room, the key man, or maybe the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper, no. Well, we have one more. Let's try it on Mr. Keyman. I have a whole list of Let's Plays that I've always wanted to do, and I have graphics for some of them even. So I guess I'll just go down the list, because we're doing a Gunjan gameplay, and once I run out of things to say, of course we will switch back to talking about Enter the Gunjan and the stuff pertaining to it. And if you don't mind, I'm going to be very defensive. Like, I won't be going for much of an offense build, not much of a build at all actually, just because I want to make sure I don't die prematurely while talking about something that I feel is pretty important to myself at least. Documentation for the future, if you will. Some of the classic games that I want to play include something like Kirby's Adventure. Now, when I watched Chugga Conroy, and amongst many others, Let's Play of something called Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Nintendo Wii, I found Kirby to be just a absolutely charming game to play. Why do I have so many bullets coming up? It's the crazy bullets. There they are. Okay, that's the reason why my Winchester is suddenly just vomiting Pac-Man orbs at everything. But from something like that, I never owned a Nintendo Wii, and it's something that I've always been interested in, Kirby. Because as beautiful and cutesy as the game is, that protagonist is a demonic monster that just kills and destroys. So I want to do a playthrough on Kirby's Adventure in order to just explore that. I have the graphics and overlays, the intro, which is the generic one, and the outro is designed for them, and it just comes down to actually implementing by let's playing and like being entertaining for the average 3-hour playthrough according to howlongtobeat.com. So that's something I'm really interested in. And I guess I should mention the classic era typically involves stuff like retro game stuff that's pre-GameCube, because the GameCube is like, that's mine, so I always treat that as like the new generation, despite it being probably 10 years old now, surely, right? Or at least close to that. Another thing that I'm very interested in, a long time ago I did a Flash game playthrough of something called Battalion Nemesis, and that game was a fan tribute to another game called the Advanced Wars or Famicom Wars or Battalion Wars series. And it's interesting how all these things tied together. I never put 2 and 2 together as a child. I loved playing Battalion Wars as a kid, a third-person GameCube strategy game. And I also loved playing Flash games where I saw something like Battalion Nemesis, where I loved the strategic nature of it, just moving these little turn-based troops. Turn-based is something that I always enjoyed as a kid, especially turn-based like action, RPGs and stuff like that. Ooh, okay, this is a pretty dangerous room. Give me a second. Technical difficulties in the form of things I need to murder hard. You're over there. Okay, well maybe my shock rifle will work. Just pick at you, nice and slowly. Come on. Are you dead yet? Well, it's a good thing I have crazy bullets, because I don't need to see what I'm shooting, which is a very terrible thing to ever consider if you're a person who fires guns. Like, definitely know what your target is and definitely know what's behind it. Gun advice with Ray. I don't like guns. Whoops. Dang, where was I going with this? Right. And so I realized that Battalion Wars on the GameCube is actually part of the Wars series, as they call it. It originally started with Famicom Wars, which didn't have very much character, but that same rudimentary idea for fighting. It moved on to, I believe, actual Advanced Wars, which is the games that I'm interested in. And then the Battalion Wars series on the GameCube, which was like, I guess, a revival of the franchise in its own goofy sense. I want to one day do a Let's Play on the first of the Advanced Wars series on the Game Boy Advance. You know what, let's just pop our ammo counter right now. I don't really need smoke bombs, but I am low on ammo, so we can just do the swap now. And right now, I've just been playing on my own time a little bit of that game, so that's in the works. Probably not anytime soon, and even then I'm talking about very long time spans, since my next Let's Play could be months, could be years, could be never. And if something like Advanced Wars isn't even prepared yet, that could be even further beyond in the future. It depends on how much time and how much motivation I have to put into this channel, which understandably, hopefully, is a little bit low because I have to plan like student seminars for that computer science club thing I talked about, and that also involves going into meetings with industry experts and professors, and it's a very intimidating process that I don't want to screw up because that will embarrass the crap out of me. Ah, well, I got hit. But yes, something like Advanced Wars is another like classic I'm very interested in playing. Do I have curse on me? No, I should not have curse on me yet. Alright, we won't use this yet. Hopefully we can find some curse later. Get in that store and see what's going down. And I hate these little gun turret trucks things. So pardon me while I try to just wipe everything out first. Yes, these things give me trouble. They move back and forth, but the issue is that I can't kill them. Okay, another thing on the list. I used to do a lot of Flash games, something that I kind of dropped off at some point, I believe, because it's hard to get a good quality Flash game video out, just because the inherent nature is that Flash games themselves are not very high quality. But one that I played a lot as a child, which apparently was a nod towards the Gundam series, is something called Mobile Weapon. And you're in the land of Sios, and you're just a kid, and you go into this mecha, and mechas are used in just everyday life. You wanna go mining, you wanna go to the jungles and stuff, and this untamed urban-ness, then use a mecha. And there's many different types. And it's just a story about just going through the whole mechaverse, and I don't know, I'm not a big robot fan, but it was a pretty fun game to play. Unfortunately, the series took a pretty bad shift in direction. It ended up becoming a Facebook game and rebranded, and a lot of the old stuff was deleted. It was created by a fellow named Tyler Creations, who has now gone off, I believe, to do a lot of other weird stuff, a lot of Facebook games and socialite stuff. Funnily enough, he went on to create a lot of social media-esque games that use a lot of graphics, or at least from like the same art director of another social game called Tinier Me, both of which I've played. It's very interesting watching how the worlds kind of like collapse into each other over time for me. So all of that stuff is just super interesting for me. Do I have a chest I need to break open? I don't think so. Ammo synthesizer looks good. Okay, let's go fight the boss. So yeah, Mobile Weapon is something I want to play, especially since I never actually really beat the game. So it's something I would be looking forward to giving a shot. Speaking of giving a shot, this guy is a nightmare to deal with sometimes. I usually hate the C4. Like these little Claymore C4 dudes, Claymores, that just keep spawning and chase me around. Like, why? Go away. I definitely use my fair share of blanks when I can, needless to say, but I do appreciate the giant swarm of bees here that's really screwing this guy over right now. But yeah, those are the classics that I can think of off the top of my head right now that I'm very interested in playing. Can I just send that? I really wanna just get that kill. Please, there we go. Had to switch to my marine sidearm. And do I get my capsule? Yes, I didn't get hit this fight. Perfect. Well, I don't have much else here. I might as well give the little mirror a shot, but I'll probably just get chomped on, so that's gonna suck, but I think I'm in a relatively well-off spot right now. Curse? Nope, chomped. That's too bad. Well, let's get out of here then. Some of the nostalgic games, like the GameCube series games that I really want to play through, but these things will take a lot of work to set up. So for one thing, GameCube games are 4x3 typically, so just gotta create overlays and stuff for them, gotta create outros for them. But aside from that, the GameCube generation was when Nintendo really tried to force like good hardware down your throat. So the GameCube was one of their more advanced consoles at the time. Though I don't know, I don't think they beat anything like Xbox, of course. They gave up on that competition long ago, and it was a good decision because they make good games, not necessarily good consoles. I guess convenient consoles with how popular the Switch is and stuff. In any case, some things that I do want to play from the nostalgic era for me would be stuff like Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin, Paper Mario, Battalion Wars, something I've mentioned earlier as well. Oops. This room's a little hectic, so I'm just gonna clear it real quick. Ugh. So many things flashing around. It looks like the MAC-10's losing its effectiveness because these guys have a lot more health, and these bullets, they don't do much shit. There we go, let's just... I'll definitely abandon this gun later. It's not very good. There we go. Clear it out. We'll just use up all the ammo when we can. And then we probably won't refill it. But something like Luigi's Mansion, I think, is just a nice, clean GameCube game to Let's Play. So I want to do that. There's stuff like Pikmin, where I've actually been making my friend play a lot of Pikmin. And it's partly because I don't necessarily enjoy playing games as much anymore. In fact, a lot of my joy is derived from watching people play the old games that I loved, so... Pikmin has been a big topic in my own personal social life, So it would be lovely to just put that on screen and show how terrible I really am at such a game, both Pikmin 1 and 2. I want to do Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, because that's just my favorite Paper Mario, just favorite game ever, period. Yes, including all the new ones. I love Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. But that thing will probably never happen, just because I feel like I won't ever have the skill and grace as a Let's Player to serve that game worthy, because it deserves all of that stuff. I do want to do Battalion Wars just because it's something I grew up with, and it ties back to that Famicom Wars and Advance Wars thing very well if I do go for a GBA playthrough. I'm usually more ready to do retro games because I know they're shorter. There's more hardware limitations. They can't pull as many tricks on me. So usually I'm more reluctant to play the modern games because I don't know how long they'll go. Okay, let's just clear this room because ice blocks make everything harder. Makes everything harder. Yikes. That's a pig, not one of those weird bullet casing shells, zombie shells, I guess. There we go. Just keep wiping these things here. Just shake, jiggle a little bit. There we go. Get a little clean sweep. Look at that. This thing took bullets like a champ and didn't die at all. And also a bit more of a one that I don't see talked about very often is Chibi Robo. This game I need to do a bit of research on, but it essentially involves you playing as a tiny little robot trying to help a family clean up and not get divorced or have any weird, gross, tragic stuff happen to them. So it's a pretty fun game. I've never beaten that game either. It's definitely time management oriented, so that's something I'll have to be careful of. I want this blood brooch later, just so I can make sure my life counter stays full. Because once you lose half of it, it feels like it's never full again, unless you bump into something good. So yeah, that's for the nostalgic games I'm very interested in playing. Whoops, didn't move that fast enough, I guess. Let's hug these walls. There we go, get out of here, Grim Reaper. And I also have a slew of modern games that I'm interested in looking into. For one, Monster Hunter Generations is something that I've been playing on the Nintendo DS. I'm a PC gamer by nature nowadays, so when you hear about Monster Hunter World coming to the PC, I can't help but be excited. Though, I don't know how likely this will be a played game, of course, once again. Because it's something that's definitely a cooperative game. It's a multiplayer game, and it's something that I kind of want to experience with my friends, if I still have any. And not feel the pressure to try to entertain while doing something like that. And it's also 80 fucking wing wangs, which is a lot of wing wangs in my country, especially from a fucking broke university student. My god, I'm still trying to get over the fact that games cost 60 bucks. Which they don't anymore because they cost 80. I come from a time when GameCube games were $20 and that's all you needed to have a good time. And now I come from a PC generation where there's just plenty of free games you can play. My god, that is terrifying. It's like a dude shooting giant needles at you. There we go. Okay. I am running out of ammo really quickly, and I blame these crazy bullets in a sense for not concentrating the damage the way I want it to be. Maybe I should drop them later. But yeah, Monster Hunter World is something I'm interested in. I love playing something called Tetris. You may have heard of that game. So I would be inclined to do a Puyo Puyo Tetris playthrough. It recently came on PC, and I've been frankly addicted to playing it. I'm not very good at Puyo Puyo. In fact, I don't like Puyo Puyo very much, but the Tetris side of things is where it's at. It's fully voice acted, so maybe I can do a let's play of the game. I've 100%ed it, so I know I can do it. So that's a bit of motivation once I'm ready to just go back and play the exact same campaign over again, except without trying to clear all the stars and achievements or whatever the heck. But yeah, I wish I could go turn to look at my little notepad of the games I'm interested in, but I can't when there's a giant wall shooting stuff at me. Okay, let's see here. Ah yes, I bought this game specifically for the desire to let's play it one day, and it is A Hat in Time, which is very Super Mario Sunshine and like Banjo and Kazooie inspired, I believe. It ended up being a game that supposedly is better than what was it? Ukulele, because of like its modernization or whatever. So stuff like that is something I am quite interested in playing as well. Hey, we got a key for a chest. Let's take a look. I haven't been using these smoke bombs, by the way, because I don't like smoke bombs. Chance bullets, good RNG. I hope so. Can I afford the blood brooch? No. Blood brooch, not brooch. Maybe both, I don't know. Well, that's fine. It's probably better that I don't have curse on me as I go through these stages. Hey, there's something here. Nice. And please have something good. Nail gun. I am actually not going to pick you up because you're going to cause me more mayhem than I need. Maybe I'll look into Don't Starve, which is a cooperative survival game. Usually survival games can get a little dry here and there, which is why I say, for example, in Minecraft, people love playing their survival, their adventure maps and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's something we'll see. But if people are willing and interested, I might give that a shot one day, if it's entertaining enough. Of course, I do plenty of recordings, but I typically delete them all when I decide that they're not satisfactory. According to my weird, strange needs, I guess, this is just a nightmare. I hate the fact that it's able to block bullets. Thank God for bees. Look at those bees. Doing good work for me. And there we go. Everyone's dead. Let's kill this thing too. I don't know if I'll be able to go for a lich in this thing. I'll try. I'll try. Another game would be 100% Orange Juice. It's been on my channel a few times. I believe I deleted some of the recordings because I find they're pretty old. 100% has always been like definitely a super friendly casual kind of game, which makes it difficult to stay serious or create good content, but it is of course a very funny party game to play when luck and RNG just goes against you, and it's hilarious because it's broadcasted to everyone else and then they laugh, but then they also get bad RNG, so you get to laugh back. So something like 100% would be something I'd like to just put right back into the big old recording list once I get new graphics for the game or whatever the heck. And I have etc written here, but there's just another game that I forgot to put on the list that I am highly anticipating, which is a game called Bug Fables, which I haven't played the demo for on this channel, which maybe is something I should, just to popularize it, help highlight it. It's essentially a spiritual successor to the Paper Mario franchise, which has, if you stay aware in Paper Mario news, has gone a very downhill, deep, miserable rabbit hole. And it's designed for PC, and it's about a bunch of bugs in a very 2D-esque landscape, just having an adventure with plenty of their own tricks up their own sleeves. And from the demo I've played, while the graphics seem a little rough around the edges, it feels like a gorgeous game that I absolutely look forward to play, alongside many, many other games, which I will be able to look at later if I can just clear these fools. Go to sleep. Okay. Game's gonna freeze for a second while I switch tabs. There we go. Hey, more games to talk about. So, some games that I've personally just been taking an interest in, not necessarily on a Let's Play list, and I guess we're just gonna talk about video games all day. So, if you're watching this video still and you actually enjoy what I'm saying right now, why don't you leave in the comments the kind of stuff you're interested in too? Whether it's stuff I've mentioned, stuff that I haven't, stuff that you think I would enjoy, stuff that you think I wouldn't enjoy, who knows? Something like Doki Doki Literature Club is something that I should probably actually figure out what the fuck is going on, because I've relatively avoided spoilers until a certain news channel decided to just tell me exactly what's going on in that fucking game, so that sucks. But hey, they do say stuff like psychological horror on the Steam page, so I guess the facade is gone now. I want to revisit IB, which is a 2D horror game which was super popular a few years back with Let's Players like Markiplier and PewDiePie, the big names really, which kind of got beat to death, which is why I avoided playing them, including something like To the Moon and like the sequel To the Moon, which exists now. Stuff that I gotta get back on that horse. Personal games I want to play, Squad, which is a giant first-person shooter of one army against another army. Escape from Tarkov, which is in a sense, return to a Stalker-esque hardcore first-person gameplay You could think of it as like all the weird like PUBG inventory managing elements and more added on, but without a focus on the battle royale. So instead you just get a really solid shooter survivor game, which supposedly has AI designed so well you can't tell them from actual human beings. So that's of course something that I am a big fan of, a game that can last past its online stage. Ray of Hope, which is a Stalker modification project which has turned standalone, which, if you don't know much about the Stalker franchise, I highly recommend you look into it if you like hardcore first-person shooters. It is a fabulous series that is criminally underrated. But Ray of Hope is something that hopes to bring a true multiplayer experience to that, so hopefully that works so I can play with some friends. Let's see here, what can I... The Stinger, that's definitely going to be my bossing weapon. I also want to do Stalker 2, which was recently announced a few months back, and that is something I am super hyped for. But it is a years away. I believe 2021 was the date that was listed, and even then it's not exactly secured, since I imagine they're just starting on development right now and they're really just looking for a good publisher or something. Unless they self-publish, I'm not entirely certain. Ow. I hate these guys too. They're easy to kill if you have a high damage weapon. Something that I don't feel like using on them right now, actually. I guess going back to like retro games and stuff, I have a desire to revisit an old SNES game called Terranigma, which I did Let's Play in the past, but that was during a very complicated time with hardware and Let's Playing, so I ended up deleting the 50-part series of me wandering around, and I used a walkthrough heavily as well. So I might return to that, alongside many, I'm sure, other games that I'm forgetting. As you can tell, there's a lot of things I want to Let's Play and a lot of things I delete because it just comes out terribly. Games that I'm into. Insurgency Sandstorm, another hardcore game, except it's more military oriented, I guess. I'm not usually big on like military nut games, but I enjoy my Insurgency from time to time, so I might be able to enjoy that as well. I guess we'll go into the Demon Face room. I don't have Curse, but there is a shopkeeper past that somewhere, I'm certain. Ready or Not is a SWAT based game. I personally hate playing Rainbow Six Siege because I find so many flaws in that game, and it feels like SWAT, or I mean Ready or Not, which is a SWAT inspired and Rainbow Six inspired game, would be able to make it, but make it better. So that's something that I'm hoping for to succeed. Monster Hunter World, I already have that listed. Ooh, more ammo. I don't want to put it on my Mac 10, that's for sure. I have some pretty shitty weapons. We'll go for this, just in case. I like my shotguns, admittedly, but ugh, things are a little tense right now since I'm not doing the best. Like stuff like that. Come on, don't run into me. That makes my job hard. Let's just fire shots at you people. Stay away. Stay away, I have pellets. I'm actually amazed that I've gotten to the forge just by automating this, because I've just been looking at a text file and talking, so I've gotten far for the most part. Hey, there we go. Here we are. Gun Knight Greaves, Ghost Bullets. I'm gonna go for the Greaves. I need armor, and I need a key as well, so let's open this green chest over here. And I guess we'll shoot the walls for some secrets, because I could really use some lives. This looks important. Fortune's favor, use it for luck. I have no idea what this thing does. Pardon me while I stop our discussion real quick. And enemy bullets go wide. Okay, so it's an active thing that causes people to really miss. Not something I really need, honestly, but considering I'm going into the final boss, hint hint, wink wink, not the final boss, might as well have it. Other things I want to do, Metro Exodus. I'm a big fan of the novel series for the Metro 2033 series by Dmitry Glukhovsky. So, seeing something like Metro come out, it definitely diverges from the novel universe, but I am a big fan of it nonetheless. It's a great game, and I'm glad that the author and the publisher both agree that because they are different mediums, they deserve different treatment. And I'm just gonna hop back and forth. There we go. Go up here. Yes. I also have System Shock, the remastered. I've played System Shock 2. never System Shock 1, and that's because it's pretty damn miserable to try to play System Shock 1. So the remaster, recreation, re-enginization is something I am excited for. Also, following that same route from System Shock 2 that I've played, I really want to play System Shock 3. The fact that such a cult classic never got the popularity it deserves, or the lastingness, is amazing to me. How this is just upsetting, actually, that it never got the same appreciation. Admittedly, it was the series that sparked BioShock and all that stuff, so who am I to complain when people can still appreciate the game but modern? One thing's always the same, and it's always the case that you start with a pipe in hand. I wish I could look at my screen, but this requires my attention. What do we have here? I have Wargroove listed, once again going back to that whole Advanced Wars stuff. But this is a multiplayer thing, so I'm pretty curious to see how that would go. We have the... wait, nope, that's from the same line. It's just that the text box is too small right now. Man, I really wish I had that Blood Roach right now. Not doing too hot. There we go. Should this finish him off? I hope it does. Oh, one reload. There we go. Transfer Mice. I don't know why this is listed here. I used to play a lot of Transfer Mice as a kid on congregate.com. So, I guess I would want to revisit that sometimes. If you have never played Transfer Mice, get a bunch of your friends and do it, because it is the best way to screw each other over and hate each other for life. Tetris, well, that's listed under Puyo Puyo Tetris. Thanks, you should update this list. I definitely need to do Mario Party because, wow, I have one Mario Party there. Am I gonna have two? I probably should. Is there no secret rooms here? Please, we gotta try this chest room. Have I shot on the corners of this? It feels like it. Okay, well, it's not this one. I guess we'll try the other one, which I may have already shot at as well. Crisis. Crisis is a giant entire franchise that I just never visited, despite it being like the defining moment for like PC gamers, so it's something I should probably look into. Fez, which was made by an asshole, but supposedly the game is pretty good for that indie title stuff, so I want to buy that and look into that one day as well. Not to mention a game called Eastward, which is a 90s Japan story game, very Earthbound inspired. And speaking of that, I need to play Earthbound as well, because I got through a little bit of it and I just never kept going, and I just need to, because those games are fabulous in their humor and art style and music and direction. Long Gone Days is a 2D anime game about a dystopian war, which is designed in a very visual novel-esque style. I always saw it on GameJolt, which is what I look for indie games and stuff. So I'm curious about it, and hopefully I'll be able to pick it up one day and just be like, what's going on over here? Visual novels, I love making men kiss. And all that other jazz. Oh god, it's acid. Alright, get out of my way. There we go. What else do we have? We have World of Horror, a 1-bit game. Yes, 1-bit, inspired by Junji Ito and all the weird, like, fucked up manga stuff he makes, like Uzumaki and so on. Oh, I am not going to be able to make it, my friends. I am not going to make it at all. Okay. What else do we have here? Respite, which is a spiritual successor to Endless Online. That's something I want to record if it ever picks up a little bit. Well, maybe I should record it when it hasn't picked up, so I can become like a trendsetter. Wouldn't that be interesting? And then there's a game called Into the Breach, where you play a 2.5D isometric turn-based RPG about piloting mechs in order to destroy killer bugs. And let me tell you, that's the shit I like. My god, why is this so fucking hellish? I guess that's the reason why this room's called Bullet Hell. Okay. Ah! Oh, I need to get closer. Come here, nerd. Man, you have a lot of health. Whoa! Okay, I guess I should use a stinger missile on him. Bees, please take him out. Thank you. Alright, we don't have time to, like, we're not going to make it far at this rate. We gotta be a little bit more focused on this game, maybe. Well, actually, now is probably the worst time to focus on this game. I should get some extra lives first. Let's just hug this wall. And yeah, those are all the games on the list that I'm interested in. Once again, this is a discussion thing. If you are here and you have watched this far in, leave a comment. Show me that you've existed here. And like, yeah. Tell me you about video games. How you doing, girl? How you doing, boy? I'm interested. Someone can hear and listen to me ramble madly in a lisp. Might as well have their words heard and said as well, because fuck, dude. I can't handle myself talking for you in 1 second. I am dead. I didn't make it. I didn't even talk about Gunjan. Alright, let's talk about Gunjan. I am looking forward to the Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my god, it's the pig. It's the pig. I have the fucking pig. I'm still alive. I'm still in the shit, baby. Oh fuck. I forgot. He was just like a weird pink thing that followed me everywhere. I forgot about the pig. Boy, I'm going to the end of this game. This is for you, pig. This is for you. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna motherfucking make it. Dungeons and Dragons. It is amazing how much value proposition, whatever the fuck words you want to say, you get for playing Enter the Gungeon. This game still has content streaming out of it fucking months, years after its release. And that is like the mark of a damn good game, because stuff keeps coming and I am super excited. And you know what? I gotta switch weapons because this fucking weapon sucks. I actually only have the Stinger. Alright, well, Stinger it is. I'm realizing that this battery is doing no damage against these fucks. And I'm just going to keep losing health, just like I usually with these like little hell bulletkins that always do this shit to me. It means I'll have a harder time with the, oh god, I'm on fire, with the Lich, but it's worth it. So imagine me being amazed when even after the supply drop update, which was an insane expansion to this game, that they added another one which supposedly has a bunch of weird shit happening in it. So that's come in a few days from the time this is uploaded, and this may mean that I'll be uploading more Gungeon stuff as I try to ease into doing Let's Plays more, just talking about whatever, you know, just talking. Because I will be very excited to chew down on some new Gungeon material. With that being said, let's figure out what the fuck is going on here. When you're in the hell, there's nothing good here, so the entire goal is to try to just make it to the boss room as soon as possible. And I really need a ammo box right now to recharge this Stinger, because it's the only weapon that seems viable right now for me. Ugh. Okay. Let's just hope the bees do some work. Low on ammo, not good. Okay. Yeah. We haven't done much yet, and we've covered like what, 1/4 of bullet hell. Usually it's a much more bigger expansive area with plenty of waves, which is really not good for me right now, where the biggest issue is that my weapons are really severely lacking in damage. It's amazing that I actually still had a blank to do that there earlier. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, I'm also not worried about ammo conservation at all with this gun, because it does not really do damage. The alien engine is stuck with me. I guess we'll use the Mega Hand, which isn't bad, but I don't like the tri-shot on it. I really should get rid of it, but I always feel reluctant to, because there is a general increase in damage by having something like this, but it's definitely a hard thing to adjust to. And considering the fact that I just keep getting hit by everything, it's definitely making it hard to up my cool points in order to actually get something after finishing a fight. I guess the benefit of this Mega Man hand or Mega Hand right now is the fact that it just knocks things over, and I hate these shotgun dudes. They are a nightmare to deal with. Go away. Why do your bullets do more than they should? Die, please. That's something I should have, not you. Like, they wave and curve too. Look at how much damage I've taken. I'm sorry, pig. I won't be able to take this very far. Ah, I did not have a very good slew of weapons entering the forge. Admittedly, I missed all the optional areas, which I probably should not have, but it is what it is now, and I need to get rid of you fucks. They always combine these mages, and that's what makes this much harder than it needs to be. So I guess we'll just keep navigating around. The good news about charging the Mega Hand is that it gets a lot of shit done with the amount of ammo it has. It just means that I don't get very much done in terms of stuff because it's such a slower amount of DPS. Okay, I should use my active more. That bullet curving thing is actually going to save my fucking life. If there was a time to save my life in this horrid hellhole. Ah! Okay. So far, so... Nah, not really. Not doing good at all, actually. I am criminally underprepared in terms of damage, and the amount of health I have isn't actually necessary. Because, like, as you can see here, the moment you fall past half, it is a struggle to ever bring it up back to max. One of the main benefits of this Mega Hand right now, though, is that it's able to kill things in one fully charged shot. And that's really important. You don't want these things to constantly spill out bullets. So something like that certainly helps. Please, give me an item. Roll me an item. I need something. Not money, please. I need ammo. Ah! Okay, and those like weird poopy bullet blobs are a big nightmare too. They just contribute to chaos in the field. My strategy is definitely trying to get rid of like curving bullets, things that spit out a lot of pointless stray bullets that make it harder to maneuver, and then like big high health targets, stuff like that. Of course, those just mean like the bosses in their respective like boss groups, I guess, but yeah, I'd segment them like that, and depending on the room size and stuff, I will figure out what I need to do. Like if the room is big, I want to take advantage of that. So I will kill the things that shoot a lot of spread pellets first. Mind you, I'm not doing this right now because I'm doing a Let's Play, and quite a terrible Let's Play actually right now. So, and I guess one thing that you can always benefit from in Let's Plays is to talk about your strategy. And well, right now, honestly, I don't have a strategy. I was fully expecting to die when I did. Thanks, Hero Pig. I have wasted your life for naught. Okay, that thing's dead. Good. That thing's dead. Good. Oh god, there's two more of these things. Go away. Die. And you too. And look, now there's like wavy bullets everywhere. Just bring these things up, please. Ah, there we go. I don't think I'll need to use my active in order to kill this guy. He's usually relatively tame to pick off. But one heart, yeah, we're going to end pretty soon, and honestly I don't mind because my commentary I already feel in my own heart of hearts and ears of ears and brain of brains is getting pretty dry. We started off so excited and optimistic sounding with all that stuff, but alas, to no avail. It feels like the darkness proceeds. Admittedly, I could have just ended the playthrough, like after I killed the dragon, but I had to stretch my limits by trying to fight the lich, and that's a terrible idea for someone like me who's not skilled in the slightest with this game. Wow, that is a fucking mess load of bullets. And I am dead. Rest in peace. In any case, if you enjoyed this 53-minute video, go ahead and like, favorite, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon. And if you think this channel should grow and succeed and flounder, is flounder a right word? That might actually be a bad word. Ignore the flounder part, then consider advertising for me by suggesting my videos and channels to a friend. In any case, whatever happens in the future, thank you for supporting me all the way up towards now, because right now I am at the deadest of dead, and if anyone's watching this to this point, you're pretty fucking awesome. Take care, everybody.